Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? Has in chat. Poor people. It's your time to shine. It's your time to shine and say some of the dumbest shit you've been waiting to say all week. Today, what I'm going to talk about is a subject matter that I think a lot I've covered before. Okay, the LS Chevy Ford debate. It's been beat to death, but the most recent swapping of the ZR1's motor has a lot of these guys confused or uninformed. And I started reaching the conclusion the other day that a lot of these guys have no idea what the capabilities are of the Coyote platform. So I'm a big Matrix fan. I think Matrix is one of these movies that's going to hold up probably forever, because once the AI drones nuke us, we will say that happened in Matrix. Once we basically have machines building machines and then taking over the world and then growing us in pods for their electricity, that happened. So I think Matrix is a prophetic movie. You know, it's full of prophecies. It's full of a lot of things that I think are going to come true. And you can use those movies as guides to life in many different ways. So I'm going to talk about ignorance being bliss. Do LS guys have any idea what the capabilities are of the Coyote platform? Or are they so immersed in the LS platform that they don't even bother to research, try, vet, compare the Coyote stuff? We have seen many articles where an LS tuner is told to tune the Coyote versus the LS, and magically the LS won, even though the LS had a bigger blower. LS has bigger cubic inches. It needed cams. It needed a whole bunch of crap. And the people that made the test actually changed the cams on the Coyote, which made me go, what the hell are you doing? And I think articles like that grossly misinformed the public. I think the vast majority of the automotive aftermarket is full of people that don't know shit, have no idea. So we'll talk about ignorance being bliss and how a lot of people are so grossly uninformed about the Coyote that I think it's to their detriment, and then they go online arguing something that they don't understand because they've never experienced it. If I'm a little loopy today, I hopped up on Benadryl, so I'm a little loopy. So I'm tired because, you know, I've had allergies all weekend. So I was able to get a video out yesterday. We'll talk about that and many more things, but not before Mr. Bill O'Reilly says hello to the people out there.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
It does suck. You know what doesn't suck though? DTP Performance. That's right. DTP Performance. Get your parts there. Every single part that you need to buy on the planet. If you want to support me and the show, you buy parts from DTPperformance.com. Also, if you want your transmission service, whether it's a GT350, GT500, Tremec T56, 3650, 3160, whatever you got, Caliber Transmission has you covered, especially in the MT82 game. Late Model Performance, LMP of MD, one of the sponsors of the show. PMAS, Nick James, PMAS, the best cold air intake. Nobody else matters. Literally nobody else matters, okay? In the Coyote game, that's the only one that matters. Anybody else that makes a cold air doesn't give you data, and it's subpar. PartsFarm.com, Parts Farm, all of your used late model parts, cranking pallets, wheels, tires, shells, bodies, fenders, trunk lids, get them at PartsFarm.com. MFP of Australia, I haven't heard shit. Literally haven't heard a goddamn thing. So I hope they're okay. Are you okay, MFP? Are you alive? Total Solution, Rami's on Total Solution gave me some of the best advice ever. He goes, if you want to make money on the ZR1, you have to part it out, because that's the only way anyone is going to make any money with the ZR1. So that's what I am doing. And Belak Industries, the best wheels to let everyone know you sell drugs and you're not shy about it. We'll say hi to the people here, but not before we talk about Rich Prince USA /YDBT. I actually get paid when you buy stuff from here. Understand? You're right. So you're going to, want to support the channel. The best way to support the channel is 100% to go to our richprince.com /YDBT or collections /YDBT, and you can get all the shirts you see and sweaters here. Please buy stuff. It's getting cold, so the more sweaters you buy, the more money I make. And look, this goes 100% back into the show, the projects. I still have the Fairmont. I still have the GT500. I still have the 01. I still have Donnie is gonna get the converter installed next Thursday at Thunder. Whoa. At Thunder Autosport, so I will get you content on that. Leon Phelps, Dixon, Clean 93 GT, T. Sikorsky, Monty 540, Nick, B. Lavesh, Yusuf, Douche Did It, Clint Stroke, Jules Swish, Flesh Pasteles, Jasso, Bryson Witt, what's up, Bryson? Coyote Kelly, Mustang Dennis, 50 Stalin, Big Guns, Honda Forever, Tango, Josh, John Valdez, Tony the Truck Guy, John Valdez again, Jared Wells, how's your kid? Fucking guy. JD Swag the Wolf, Torque and Beans, Travis, Gregory Ovich, Aggressively Average, Reverend Racing, Tim O, Chris Anderson, Anthony, Matt Oliver, ALACV2, don't know what that means, Austin B, Adonis, Josh Roy, Mark Christensen, Phil Fez, Dougie Trey, Mr. Weber, Blue Thunder, Tony the Truck Guy, Eurotrips, Ken Sloopers, Brad, Joe Jackson, Harley, Ford Lover, Diddy Secret Camera. Diddy Secret Camera is about to reveal the whole rap industry is full of pedophiles. David Santos, Brian, Jeff Betts, Eddie Howard, Nick Nair, Low and Slow, Sean P, Muji World, Roger Walls, David Gilligan, Sick, Martin Robles, Joe Swish, Philip Trotta, Caesar, and all Peter Chow, Jordan, Jared Wells says shaking my head. You're the one that nutted in it, bro. After listening to the dating channel for 6 years, you nutted in it. You never nut in it. I think most LS nut swingers turn a blind eye to the Coyote, says Jeff Betts. Any true speed nut knows the Coyote knocks the LS out of the water when it comes to efficiency and making big time power. In the movie The Matrix, Cypher, the character Cypher, lives in the Matrix. Lives outside of the Matrix. He felt like his life was better in the Matrix. So he cuts a deal with the agents and the system and the Matrix to give up Morpheus so that he can get reinserted back into the Matrix, because what he sees, the reality that is the world, makes him sad. He is not happy. So he cuts a deal with the agents. He says, I want to be someone famous. I want to be rich. I don't want to remember anything. And reinsert, plug me back in, daddy. Put me back in the Matrix. So I think this correlates to a lot of LS people. The LS community, by and large, says the dumbest thing about the Coyote. This is the only negative thing they say about the Coyote. More chains than brains. There are 4 chains: primary, secondary. The secondary chains are tied to the cams. The primary chains turn the phaser and turn the cam set. So it turns the exhaust cam. The exhaust cam then turns the intake cam because it has a secondary chain and it has guides there. When you actually take it apart, you notice the Coyote is insanely easy. There are no lifters generally. There are no rockers. There is no lash adjustment. There is nothing but phasers, guides, and 4 chains. And timing the chains is not terribly difficult. If a dumbass like me was able to do it after watching a YouTube video, all the fear went away. Again, guys, if you want to work on your own stuff and you're afraid to, because look, the reason I'm working on cars again is because I don't trust any shops. And I'm better than 75% of the shops out there. And I'm stupid, and I know I'm stupid. I can look you dead in the eye sockets and go, I'm fucking dumb. But I have no fear of installing a set of cams on the Coyote now, of doing oil pump gears. It's a lot of work. It's a big process. But now I know the process. I have the tools. I have the know-how. So the only thing LS people say about the Coyote is more chains than brains. And the way they justify not even touching the Coyote platform is they're 2 or 3 mods away from being able to support big power on the LS. Meaning, cam. That's right. You got to take everything. To make any serious power on any LS ever made in history, the OEM cam cannot be used. Show me any LS that has made 1,000 rear wheel horsepower with a absolute factory long block. I'm saying cams, rockers, lifters, cam, rocker, lifters, everything bone stock, just boost and E85. And show me how much boost it took to get there. The Coyote not being not needing any internal modification. I don't care. I'm only 2 mods away from making 1,000. Blah, 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 blah. More chains and brains, gay Yodi, more chains and brains, blah, 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 blah. They don't even want to delve into it, buy the platform. Now, they go, oh yeah, Gen 1 explodes after like 700 real horsepower. Full stop. Because you guys like modding stuff. You guys justify modding stuff. The weakest point in a Gen 1 Coyote is the rods. Pistons, not so much. But let's just say stock cam, stock heads, stock chains. And then you throw a set of rods and pistons in it. You gap the rings for boost. You put some manly rods, molly pistons, stock compression. So basically the motor is stock crank, except rods and pistons. Something that does not allow better airflow, something that does not make more horsepower in terms of the mod. All it is the materials that the rod and piston is made for on Gen 1. Tell me, how much horsepower can you make to the rear wheel with boost and fuel on a rods piston Coyote? 1,100. Let's go. Because the weak point on Gen 1 is the rod. Gen 2, not a goddamn thing, which shares a lot of the, let's say, architecture from Roadrunner engines. Gen 1 Roadrunner, which is it's a Coyote. It's a Coyote. It's just, stop saying Roadrunner is different. It's just slightly better materials. So, on any Coyote ever made in history, if you leave the cams bone stock, the chains bone stock, rods, pistons, and if you want a safety barrier, oil pump gears and crank sprocket, which the crank sprocket turns the chains. You are not adding horsepower. You are not putting a cam. You're not putting a bigger ratio rocker. You're not doing anything. You are just making the Coyote stronger. Stock cam, stock heads, stock everything else, stock valve train. It'll make 1,000. Plain and simple. Why? It literally processes more air. And you need RPM to do it. So the LS guys come up with these crazy arguments. Well, all I need is a cam, boom, opening the motor. Ported heads, boom, changing how it came from the factory. Trunnion upgrade, double valve. Okay, so now you got to open up the motor on this thing to make power that the Gen 2 and up Coyote can make bone stock. So some of the comments on the Instagram posts and stuff like that I've put up are saying, you are so stupid by taking the best LS made. Is the LS9 not the best LS from the factory that Chevrolet ever made? I would argue yes. And that has a cap of about 850 or so rear wheel horsepower. If you do nothing to the motor, just add boost and adequate fuel, you will start seeing the thing hate life. High boost, ridiculous IAT. Instantly, you need a cam in this thing to process proper airflow. So you have to open it up. The moment I saw that, I made a calculation in my head. If now that I have a burned up piston, due to the brick, due to maybe not processing any air, you have to go so far as to rebuild it, trust the rebuilder, put a cam in it, upgrade the valve train, then put it back in, and you're going to be back at square one with a cammed, stock LS9 bottom end rebuilt, and you still have the same IAT issue. So I'm like, okay, by the time I rebuild it, it's going to be well north of $8,000. Well north of $8,000. And then to remedy the IAT issues, you're talking intercooler brick, heat exchanger, labor. So you're going to be into it out of pocket to have an 800 horsepower to the rear wheel LS9, about $15,000. Or let's just be really optimistic. $10,000. $10,000 to be back at square one with a cam and an LS9 back in the Corvette. And then I said, well, let me see. I have it. I don't have to buy it. I have a 322 Coyote. What does that mean? From Ford, Gen 3 bottom end. From Ford, Gen 2 cylinder heads. From Ford, Gen 2 cams. Everything is from Ford. Nothing is aftermarket. No comp cams, no ported heads, nothing. Ford, Ford, Ford. The best bottom end, the best heads, and the best stock cam for that generation aside from Voodoo and Predator cams because they have different cylinder heads, GT250 cylinder heads. So I have a 322 sitting there in a car that's probably not going to run on the street. And I was like, okay, so if it cost me $10,000 to get back to square one on the LS9 supercharged ZR1 or supercharger included, meaning I buy a supercharger, I'll be into it for less than 10 grand and I'll have a motor in it that I trust because I don't trust the LS9, that I can tune because I tune Coyotes, that I can swap. Jake from Power by the Hour has all the swap kits. All I have to do is the labor, and I'll be into it for less than $10,000. So LS guys get mad. Why do they get mad? I think they get mad because they think I'm so stupid. And I'm like, well, let's do a simple math problem. $10,000, $10,000. Let's say both are $10,000. I can make more power with the Coyote than I can with the LS9, unless I upgrade valve train, upgrade cam, do a whole bunch of stuff. IAT issues be damned. And if I actually buy a Coyote with a Coyote front feed supercharger, whether it's Whipple, E-Force, Odin, heaven forbid, or whatever, IAT issues are not as prevalent at a low 800 horsepower number. And even at 1,000, it's not that big of a deal. Yes, you're going to need some stuff. So it's a simple math problem. So people were like, well, it's not going to fit. And it fit. I put the motor mounts in it. You saw the last video. Yesterday, I uploaded a video. The freaking motor mounts fit the stock Coyote almost to where they need to be. I probably can make a 4-bolt motor mount, not needing all 6 bolts or whatever the hell it has. And I think I can end up in a good situation. But ignorance is bliss. Cypher gave Morpheus up. He doesn't want to think. Imagine a Coyote guy gets in a GT350 or a Gen 2. Imagine an LS guy gets in a Gen 2 Mustang with a TVS supercharger at 20 pounds of boost. 20 on a Coyote is close to 1,000, if not over, to the rear wheel, depending on how good the blower is. So ignorance. I have an LS. I've driven an LS. I've taken apart an LS. Probably the best LS that ever came out of a car from GM. And I said, I'm not impressed. Because I drove it, experienced it, and knowing what I know with the Coyote game, a 3,300 pound chassis with all the amenities that the C6 ZR1 has would really benefit from a boosted Coyote. And I think people are mad because I might prove them wrong. Because I don't need to make, if the car needs to run 60 to 130 in the 4s, it'll do it on 14 PSI with a Coyote. Pick your blower. 14 PSI. That's it. Y'all motherfuckers are out there in your 20s. Or if you're under 20, it's because the cam is processing more air. Ignorance is bliss. They don't want to think about it. And then they say more chains than brains. Coyote. Oh my God, it's too big. It's too wide. Meanwhile, the piston is like fucking half the size as the bottom end. It is interesting to hear these guys talk about something they have no experience in. I literally have experience in it, and they still say I'm wrong. It has triggered so many people. Some people are posting my swap on Reddit and other forums, and they're getting deleted. Why would you delete that? It's my car. I could do whatever the fuck I want with it. If I put a 2JZ in it, who gives a fuck? But I think because it's a Ford product in a ZR1, the king daddy stick car of its era, people are a little triggered. So I think it's interesting that people are ignorant. Try it. Find a friend, LS guy. Find a friend that has a 20 PSI Coyote. Get in it and go for a ride and tell me you're not insanely impressed. And then you ask him, what's done to it? And he's like, boost and fuel. And you're like, Chevy, guys, if you had a motor that all you had to do, Gen 2 and up, was add boost and fuel, and you have the ability to make 1,000 rear wheel horsepower, would you not do it? It needs all pump gears and crank sprocket to make that power. No, it does not. Jake at Power by the Hour has a completely stock truck motor and threw a 10R80 at 20 psi with a single 80 millimeter turbo. Made 1,000 rear wheel horsepower. Stock old pump gears, stock crank sprocket. Is it a time bomb? Maybe, but he has no limiter he's slamming up against. And I think he's driven it for, 25,000 miles boosted. So all that shit is a myth. We'll talk about it. Ignorance is bliss. Why LS guys don't even bother to do their research before criticizing the Coyote. Checking in late, says more boost. Matt G says, LS is old tech. It was old tech when it came out. It doesn't have variable timing or anything. If you want to change the valve events, you have to do so physically. It's been like that forever. And mod motors are easy to work on, according to Airbone. Going Soft Podcast says, I've been fucking with LS for a while and bought a Coyote truck when I got my bread up and saw the light. Most Gen 1s blow up from the 10 top ring gap before the rod is ever an issue. Guys have been bottom 8s with stock Gen 1s. That's wrong. Show me a guy that has been bottom 8s with a stock Gen 1. Show me a guy that has been bottom 8s with a stock Gen 1. The rod will kick the fuck out. Sorry. The rod will kick the fuck out. By far. Edwin Martinez, I think, as far as I know, is the only one that's been in the 8s stock Gen 1. I don't think anyone else has been close. Most people at 900, then they have issues. Because if there has been a low 8-second bone stock Coyote Gen 1, you're saying bone stock. You didn't say re-gapped, because once you open it up and gap the rings, it ain't stock no more. I don't know any stock Gen 1s that have been 8s. Pain in the ass to cam a mod motor and the accessories. That's my only beef. But Ford is easier and have better heads. Personally, I like Ford GT heads over anything. Matt G, compared to an LT4, they're super easier. Jason Kramer says you can spill all of your crap about how great the Coyote motor is, but a stock 5.3 made 1,000 horsepower and a Coyote never did. Yes, they did. LS motor did the best. No one has ever said that the kind of sub LS for like. Okay, he's being funny. He's got to be funny. Peasant chat, dropping a like and rewinding to the start. People get mad when they see you own both a Shelby and a Corvette, and they get mad that they don't get the answer they want. Sorry, mod motors are simple and push more air, more power, period. Let me ask you, why didn't Chevy put a pushrod in their ZR1 to make 1,000 horsepower? Explain to me why Chevrolet themselves decided to go dual overhead cam with their top tier vehicles. The Corvette, the C8 Z06 and the C8 ZR1 and Zora are dual overhead cam. I think they're variable cam timing. Twin turbo cars. Why didn't they do it with a pushrod if it can be done? And before you say emissions, Chevy still makes V8s. Why didn't they drop an Escalade motor in there with a BTR, fuck the Dolphin in the blowhole cam, and simply make 1,000 that way on the ZR1? How can you justify your pushrod thought process if Chevy themselves dumped the motor in the best platform they have? They went modular, dual overhead cam, Coyote style. The coping you guys are doing out there is pretty crazy. Dropping a like, catch a replay later. What gets me is how everyone is hypocritical about the situation. It's okay to LS swap Ford cars, though, right? Right. They'll say, well, it's cheap. I can just go to the junkyard and get 3 more. You are justifying getting that by, what is this? You are justifying getting an LS motor cheap because if it blows up, it's not a big deal. But what about the fact that it blows up? Demon Low got here late, says Borges Garage. LS fools justify anything they say to spend more money. I watched replays of Drag Week and there was a Coyote swap G-Body Malibu. Gotta admit, it was some badass and was fast as balls. Just ordered some Coyote swap headers. The amazing transmission? And that amazing transmission. Gotcha. I want to put a Coyote in a Chevette. No, just don't do that. It's dumb. More cams, more valve train control. All my friends LS guys. All my friends are LS guys, but I woke them up on the Coyote game. Now they want one. Bootlegger says, woke up late. Stock LS3 on 50 pounds boost blows up. Ask me how I know. 2 words, airflow. More air in, more air out equates to big power numbers. It's that easy. And I think the LS guys that talk the most have the slowest cars. The guys that know engines, that understand, they don't talk. They're not the loudest. They say, oh yeah, the Coyote dual overhead cam 5-liter, revving to 8 or 9,000 RPMs, it's going to process more air. So if you shove atmospheres in there to, fix everything. And if the rain gap is good and the rods and pistons are robust, why wouldn't you want a dual overhead cam motor? Chevy did. Remember about, probably 6 or 7 years ago, I said that LS guys hate the Coyote, da-da-da-da. And then I speculated that what if Chevy goes dual overhead cam on their top tier platform? Their Corvette. There goes everything. And they have a record amount of horsepower in their newer vehicle. And it's a low compression, big cubic inch, dual overhead cam V8. Like, how can you justify your LS logic if even Chevy is not putting pushrod stuff in their car? What about the LT? Same thing. LT cannot make 1,000 rear wheel horsepower without head work, valve train work, cam work. It needs something else. Alex, if Bobby Trump wins, how about you bring back YOLO for one night and pick up the chat? That's not bad. That's not bad. Top tier Corvette had 4-valve in the late 80s. It's not new. I understand. But that went away. And that, what was it? The ZR1. But it wasn't a Chevy motor. Who built it? Yamaha or Lotus? Or who built the dual overhead cam C motor? Who built the C4 OHC motor? Mercury Marine's Mercruiser division built the LT5 engine for the Corvette ZR1. So, again, this is Chevy back in the day, and this is what the Chevy guys will now say. Oh, yeah, we did it before Ford. I'm like, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God. So, this is a ZR1 motor from the 90s? Yeah, 1990. And they had dual overhead cam. And look at the spark plug location, hemispherical, right on the top, really nice. Why didn't Chevy pursue this? Why did they not pursue that process? I thought they probably had a winner on their hands, and they said, nah, probably too expensive at the time. And then Ford went through the growing pains of the 2-valve, the 3-valve, the dual overhead cam 4-valve Cobra variant. Then they supercharged it. Then they offered an NA version. And then all of a sudden they perfected it with the Coyote. And 13 years it's been in service. 13 fucking years that motor has been in service. If GM went dual overhead cam on the C7s, wow. I'm an LS guy, but even I want a Coyote. My people said they never thought they would hear those words from me. Mercury Marine, right? Torque and beans, time is money. Mercury Marine built the C4 CR1. The LS cult is just like any other. They are a little special. Go to my Instagram. There's a guy right now that's so mad that all he does is just say, you're gay. There's no way it makes 1,000 with boosted fuel. And I'm like, so every single one of those cars that I've tuned, you know what? The thing is, I think they need to see it. They need to see it. People don't understand it unless they see it. And even after they see it, they won't believe their lying eyes. They're like, don't believe your lying eyes. I am looking at something. I am seeing what it's doing. And the thing all of a sudden makes power. So I'm going to go to my channel. And I'm going to go to view your channel. And then there's a thing called playlists. Okay, let's do it together. And I think PBH little red truck right here. Red truck. Okay. So this is the Power by the Hour Gen 3 F-150. The Gen 3 F-150 truck currently has a bone stock motor. Bone stock. By the way, stock exhaust manifold. And it has an 18 Mustang GT intake manifold. But the long block, cams, chains, everything is bone stock. So he has, I think, ID 1050Xs. And a Ford Innovations fuel system, stock 10R80 transmission. So we stayed out there all night, and I just did a bunch of logging with him. And he's like, well, let's see if we can make 1,000 with this thing, because it made 700 easy. It made 600 easy. So we put a aftermarket boost controller, aka an airline. And we said, let's just turn it up as far as we can go. 20 PSI was what we wanted. And it made 1,000 rear wheel horsepower on 20 PSI.
G-boost setting.
There you go.
Would you tap it? Jesus, look at that. Let's get 1,000 and get the hell out of here, hopefully.
for boost.
How you gonna watch it, boost?
So, there it is. I mean, look at the fucking screen. Every LS guy, look at the screen. This is 11, 14, and then it went to like 15, and then we struggled to hit 20 because he was out of boost control, so we added a outside airline, regulated down to a certain amount, and it made 1,017 at a peak of 20 pounds of boost. This is a stock long block through a 10R80. Imagine if it was a manual, meaning less drivetrain loss. And they'll still say, I don't believe it. I don't care what I'm looking at. I don't believe it. I don't trust my lying eyes. I'm good. No matter what you do, people will not believe it, even if you go over and over and over and just say, look, I have 1,000 examples of this thing doing what it's supposed to do. So cut the shit. Forced Engineering on YouTube went 8 stock Gen 1 1314 chassis with no added ring gap. Who the fuck is that? Okay, 1314 chassis. No, I don't believe it. Forced Engineering. Show me where a stock Gen 1. I don't believe it. None. I've never seen a stock Gen 1 to go low 8s. No. You said 8s stock Gen 1. You said low 8s. Low 8s to me is 840 and under. Edwin Martinez is the only stock Gen 1 guy I know that has gone 8s verified stock motor. You said low 8s. There's a big difference between 8.99 and 840. That's the closest we'll get to a modern lighting, and that's not EV. Jeff, you may be lucky one or maybe blue tomorrow, but I wouldn't consider past 600 without lease bearings. What's that? Michael Locke says, rumor is the 3 URS 57. Don't care. I don't get into in-depth discussions about shit. I'm very generic in general. I am not an in-depth channel. I love it how putting it in a Coyote. I love how you're putting Coyote in a 0-1 because I'm the same way when it comes to says it can't be done. Guess what? He did it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to fucking do it. I think showing cards on your channel so the weak-minded can see the help, but they are still watching. 900 horsepower hood closed. The turbo is in the bed, so it doesn't matter. LS nut huggers are punching air this morning, and that's not the 1-to-1 gear ratio on the dyno, correct? Because it would smoke the bearings. LT1 motor and its modularity, watch to be feared. The LT family of engines is unbelievable. I don't think. Well, okay, LT. Are we talking dual overhead cam? Because I don't know there are so many different LTs. There's like 5 variants of LTs. Fear God. B, then they'll say, did it once. How long is that good for? Wow. Can you take an aspirin? The GM guys at my work had absolutely nothing to say when my 100% stock sealed motor 3,900 pound car went mid to low 10s with a wish blower making double-digit boost numbers. Wasn't the original LS based stuff of more motor? No, I think more Ford guys make this argument. What did the small block Chevy look like? For the longest time? Ford. Chevy, small block. And this is something they gloss over, LS guys. They gloss over what the image is. So the small block Chevy cylinder head specifically always had this funky design, right? Where there was 2 in the center and 1 on each end. I always thought it was funky. It was kind of like a thing. This is a 383 long block. What's it make? 400? Is there like a 350? Yeah, 400 with different cams, right? With different cams. And that's flywheel behind the asshole horsepower. So a lot of LS guys don't realize that when you open the hood on a car, instantly you go to the cylinder head. And you can identify at least if it's a small block Chevy or small block Ford. Let's say 1995. So you look at small block Ford. Okay, and then the small block Ford had this design where the ports were always separated like that. So for the longest time, when you looked at a small block Chevy, it came up like small block Chevy like this, and a small block Ford always had that. Always, we always looked at it and said that way. So then all of a sudden, LS engine. So images. Oh, Jesus. KS. LS. Then all of a sudden, that's not it. That's the same one. LS. This is an LS. You can tell by the valve cover, right? Or the valve cover. So all of a sudden, we went from seeing this in the 90s to this in modern times. Literally, the cylinder head design, I don't want to say it was copied or whatever, but there are people that have made the argument that the 351 Windsor, shit, I guess I'm not even showing it to you guys. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. My production value is shit today. Let's start again. In the 90s, 350 Chevy were like this. Right? 2 in the center, 1 on each side. And then Ford motors were always like this, right? They're equally spaced out. And then all of a sudden, the LS engine did something similar. And a lot of guys would say, wait a minute, that looks like a 351 design to me. Because supposedly, you can drop in a set of cylinder heads, LS cylinder heads on a 351 and vice versa, and have everything not necessarily match up like the water jackets and stuff, but it kind of eerily falls into place. Then the Chevy guys start with their coping. Well, it's a 90-degree V8, 90-degree this, that. No, you don't understand. Those were always a certain way, and then Chevy changed. Why did they change to something that more mimics the small block Ford cylinder head design? Again, I don't care about that argument. I don't give two shits about that argument. I am just saying it's what they say. Now, Chevy goes from LS, LT, to dual overhead cam, whatever designation that is, and all of a sudden, that makes big power. The dual overhead cam motor makes big power. And I guarantee you don't have to do shit to the dual overhead cam motors except boost and fuel to make big power. In about 5 years, once these crate engines start coming around, you're going to hear a fucking Chevy guy say the following thing, and you guys are going to get crazy deja vu. All I did was add boost and fuel to this Z06 dual overhead cam motor, and it made 1,000. What an amazing machine. Trust me, you will hear it one day. You will. Yeah, that's so weird. Chevy and their name designation, LT, LS. There's like LS stuff, LT stuff, like, if I'm not mistaken, from like the 60s. So I'm like, can you just fucking name it something that everyone knows? All the Chevy knowledge in the chat. Thanks for joining, guys. The current LT1 is dog ass. The pistons shatter if you look at them wrong. Torque and Beans says no. The alleged LS is based off the small block Ford, not the mod. Didn't GM try overhead cam? Remember junk ass North Stars? Most of the LS guys who refuse to believe it are Cleater fans. LT1 is the base 7 T7 Pushrod. It's not that impressive. Says Wonder Racing fucked up the Trinity. I agree. Wonder Racing fucked up the Trinity. Same guys believe their girlfriend's best friend isn't smashing. So Josh says the firing order is almost identical also. They just number their cylinders differently. So looking at the numbers, you'd never realize. LT6 is the dual overhead cam, says EPA. Colin says, so I did get a car with 373 gears and love them. I purchased a Lund tune and they said they can't tune it due to it not being too steep for 6R80. Colin, show me the ticket number where it says that Lund won't tune it because it has 373s. That is an outright fucking lie. I have tuned 410, 430, 456 geared mud trucks with a 6R80. Show me the ticket number and I have access to it right now. I'll turn the fuck around and I will talk about, I guarantee they said this. It's kind of steep for that car. We don't recommend it, but we'll tune it. We would never say, no, we are not tuning it. Those words never came out of anyone's mouth. Show me the ticket number. I will pull it up right now and tell you about the conversation. No fucking way they said they won't tune it. Because my red car had 373s and I went 11.2 in it. No way. Show me the ticket number and I'll read it. And they probably said, we don't recommend it. But to say, no, we're not going to tune it? Bullshit. We've tuned we've tuned the D-Mass. We tuned a cold air designed like an elephant cock. So you're saying we deny tuning your 373s? Come on, get out of here. I find it funny that an LS is way more expensive than a Coyote to build to make 1,000 horsepower or more. They don't talk about that. Interesting, James Barry. A thread on a recent ZR1 forum. The question was, how much does it cost on a ZR1 with a seemingly good motor to make 1,000 horsepower? And you know the answers were, depending on how cheap or how good, it can be from $30,000 to $50,000. $30,000 to $50,000. ZR1 guys are saying it can be up from $30,000 to $50,000 to make your ZR1 go from stock power to 1,000. 30 on top of what you got. Ticket number 233-296. Let's go. 233-296. And if someone fucked up, I'll get on their ass. As you follow the transition. You currently have 373s, right, Colin? Let's do this. We're doing this. Do you currently have 373s? Yes or no? Yes or no? Do you currently have 373s in the car right now? Answer the question. Don't wait for the translation. I'm gonna wait. Do you currently have 373s in that car? Yes? Okay. Is your car currently Lund tuned? Yes or no? Is your car currently Lund tuned? Yes or no? Come on. You hit live, motherfucker. Come on. I love you. Come on. Is your car currently Lund tuned? Yes or no? He said he has 373s, but is the car currently Lund tuned? Yes or no? Nope, because it shifted bad. Right there. Brandon said, Colin, the R3 file, you're good to go with, friend. You have a tune in your car. You have a Lund tune in your car. We make no changes for how aggressive the 5.4 downshift is. Again, like I said previously, I suggest to remedy all of your problems is to switch to 315s. Your gear ratio is not shifting constantly due to how tight it needs to be RPM-wise for each shift with the 373s. I mentioned earlier, the R3 file was the last file I sent chasing said issues. For all we know, this transmission is 12 years old and it may be time for a rebuild at this stage too. But we're not going to chase any further problems with the car and the transmission. Have a good day! Lund wouldn't tune my car. Lund wouldn't tune my car because the transmission. Lund wouldn't tune my. They're tuning your car. They said the transmission's fucked up. You said they wouldn't tune your car. No, they wouldn't chase your issues. That's what Lund said. This is what pisses me off about the fucking internet. When someone says they wouldn't tune my car, that means they're not going to send you a tune. He sent you a tune! He sent you a fucking tune! Oh, he doesn't want to make it shift right. Why? Because the transmission might be fucked up? Because he's letting you know the transmission is not working properly? He sent you a tune. He said he is not going to chase your issues because he suspects there's a mechanical issue with your transmission. Colin. So, I would suggest you reword your statement. Lund does not want to chase issues with my transmission. Why is that? That's how you word the question. Lund is not willing to hack my file to make my 373s work. Nope. He said Lund wouldn't tune my 373s. Lund wouldn't tune my 373s. Anything you say from here forward, I don't care. Brandon said R3 will work. If it doesn't shift on the current tune, then there's a transmission issue. If your local tuner hacked the tables and is commanding a 5,000 RPM shift, but it's hitting at 7,500, don't you think there's a mechanical issue with that transmission? You want to know why I one day secretly want to get out of this industry? That. No matter how hard you try, Brandon wrote him a paragraph. Hey, I'm explaining to you what the issue is. Goes on Facebook. Lund would not tune my 373s. Oh, go to this tuner. He'll tune it. Tuner command shift at 5,000 RPMs. That tuner's better. I'm done. I'm done. I hate this industry because of that. Hack my tune, please. Hack my tune, please. I don't want it. I don't want it no more. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is so fucking bliss, bro. Plug me in, man. Plug me the fuck in. Lund doesn't want to tune my car. There's a tune on your car. It's called R3. Matter of fact, I'm going to see how many tunes he sent you. Let's go to the system and see how many tunes he sent you. It's a 16 GT. No. What the fuck is your There's a Colin and a Kale. Bro. No, see, Colin, you weren't genuinely asking. Stop that. Accountability. You asked a question that made everyone in the chat believe that Lund denied you a tune because it had 373s. Right? You guys want me to count how many tunes are in his folder? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 tunes. 14 tunes. This is why I get amped up. Lund, my people, I defend them to the death. So when someone says something, and I have insanely high reading comprehension, Lund won't tune my car because it has 373s. The way I think means I asked the question on the ticket system and said, hey, I have 373s in a 6R80 car. Will you tune it? And then Lund said no. I said, no way. Impossible. We've tuned way worse. And then when I actually read the context of that email, it's your car is running badly. The shifts should hit at the commanded shift point. If they are not hitting the commanded shift point, you have mechanical issues and Lund will not chase them in the tune. But all people here on Facebook is, it's like politics. And I never got 14 tunes. I got 4, hence it's R3. 16 GTM ESS 1050X, no RMRC. And then revisions, and then you went from R1 to R2. Then you went to E85. Then you went from an ESS to an on-3 single with 1300s. No IMRC, return style fuel system. Started on pump gas. We got all the way up to R5. Remember, on-3 twin turbos and on-3 turbos make more torque. So if you're going to have any transmission issues, they're going to show up with something that produces more torque. So you went from an ESS to an on-3 single, and then he worked with you since April 4th of 2024, all the way to the following month. R1 does not mean one tune. It could be version 1, R1. Version 2, R1. Version 3, R1. Then we say, let's try something different. Then we say R2. I'm done. Okay, more context. More context. Isn't it funny when we have more context? So you bought this car used. Do you think that the guy before you beat it within an inch of its life? And then you got it beat within it. It's got an on 3. So you know it's trash, right? Like, you know that kid is trash, right? Makes power, sure. But one of the primaries is half the size because it has to make its way around the steering shaft. And then you bought a used car, has 373s. In our system, that car has been with us for a year. No shifting issues. When it had an ESS. No, wait, he bought it. 12-year-old. Like, he said, bro, I don't know what you're seeing, but I've never owned a boosted Coyote. Your serial number says that. I'm sorry. There's no Colin. Do you even have a... Your serial number shows up in our system as 14 tunes. Is this... Wait a minute. This vehicle potentially had 2 boosted applications, and then you got an NA? You were all over the place. You're all over the place, bro. The ticket number with R3 August 29th. Brandon, after you said, I do not wish to swap my differential. Gears back to stock 315s. And I don't feel comfortable driving my car normally on the Lund tune for 373s I was sent, let alone race it. Brandon sent you a tune. He said, Colin, I'm sending you an R2 file for you that has torque reduction turned back on and a few shift changes. So he made a tune. This is the only file I'm going to change because you're not willing to fix the root cause of the issue, which is the transmission. And if your other tuner hacked his way around the file to make the car drive well, he did you a disservice. Because if he is commanding shifts at 6,000 RPMs so that they hit at 7,500, he did you a disservice when you went to a Lund tune and Lund is commanding the shifts at 73, 7,400 and it's slamming a rev limiter. You have worn clutches on your 6R80. I'm tired. I want out. 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 I'm done. I'm done. This is every day times 50. I have reached my limit because you can only educate people so much. So let me ask you guys a question. If some expert, if you feel Lund is the expert at something and they tell you X, do you believe them? And if you don't believe them, fine, go somewhere else. Get another tune somewhere else. Let someone hack your file. That's fine. That is your right. But to then insist that they're not willing to hack, but then to post that they're not willing to hack around your issues, and that in turn makes Lund a bad tuner, I'm sorry. I want out. Fuck this. I don't need that. If I go to an expert, let's say an LS expert, and I was like, I want this, and then the outcome isn't what I wanted, I don't go on Facebook. I say, okay, I'll take my money elsewhere. That's it. If I go to a doctor, a heart specialist, and I was like, well, I think something's wrong with my heart. Well, your arteries are clogged. Yeah, but I think you can do something else before you actually do surgery. No, sir, your arteries are clogged. You're fucked. I don't know. Can't you like prescribe me some medicine to raise my blood pressure so even though the clogged artery can flow as much as an unclogged artery? That's what you're asking. Hey, my heart is clogged up, doc. Yeah, we got to cut your chest open and do a bypass surgery or put a stent in your arteries. Yeah, no, I'm not willing to get my chest opened up. Can you just prescribe me medicine to make my blood pressure go up? Can you just raise the pressure? Alex, enjoy some dunking on me. Thank you, Justin Michael. Bro, stop it. Lund facts. Let's be honest, the LS guys are arguing about Coyote cannot afford GM's new dual overhead cam cars. Exactly. Unfortunately, there's so many smart people there are only so many smart people in the world. I can't imagine the LS guy having a meltdown with Alex Coyote swapping the ZR1. I don't get it. New motor in it, transit stock though. Hey Colin, if you're having shifting issues, rebuild the trans. Rebuild. Does Colin not realize they're all Lund tunes have been vetted to work? No, they don't realize that. I think they think that we start a brand new theoretical. Imagine you're a doctor and you have a process for something. Even better is baking. I want the Oreo to taste the same across the board. I want the Oreo to taste the same. We have a specified this much vanilla, this much cocoa, this much, this many eggs for this amount of the batch. So they go boom, boom, boom. This much cocoa, this much vanilla, this much that, this amount, go. That's what we do. 12 Mustang GT, ID 1050Xs, CJ manifold, CJ65 throttle body, PMAS CAI, 373s. Here you go. So if you go, this Oreo tastes different. And I go, it's got the right ingredients. But then along the way, someone opened the Oreo container and shit in it. This Oreo tastes like shit. Oreo baker? Well, I made it per the instructions. If it tastes like shit, maybe from here, a point between here and you, something happened. I'm tired. It's too early. Lund won't tune it. Fuck Alex. He made fun of me on his live because I said Lund won't tune it. By the way, R3 attached. Alex ain't gonna quit. If he wants out, he'd put in 2 weeks notice tomorrow. I'm out of patience. I'm out of patience. This industry is whack shit. The high level people are whack shit. No loyalty. Everyone is out to stab everyone else in the back. Bro, if I told you the shit I knew, bro, you'd be sick of it too. But you make good money, so you shut the fuck up and get that money. If you listen to Lund, they'll tell you what your issue is. When it comes to you, Colin, it's your trans. Congrats. It's the stock. It can still be trash. Stock 10-year-old parts can go bad, bud. Martin Rolla says, I don't know if anyone said this yet, but that Coyote swap from the 01 will definitely bring a lot of new eyes to the channel. Good or bad, you'll be forcing those in denial to witness the light. My job is this, Martin Robles, I don't care about convincing people that the Coyote's better. I repeat, so people really understand what I'm trying to do with the ZR1. I don't care if you care that the Coyote is better or not. It is a simple math problem. 15 to 20 grand to make an LS9, a broken LS9, make 8 to 850, or about 7 grand, blower included, meaning I have the motor, I gotta buy the blower, 7 grand to have the ability to go up to 900 to 1,000 reliably. Come on, it's not even close. Obviously, that 6R was beat up by previous owners. It feels boosted and needs to get rebuilt. This tune doesn't have the Riz on it. For real, no cap. Someone opened the Oreo container and took a shit in it. I'm literally crying laughing. Expecting a smooth shifting revised tune with your mechanical issues is comical. Yeah, I did 1,000% correct number. Okay, then that correct number says your car has been through everyone and their mother. According to that number, that tune... Okay. So you currently have a CJ, right? You got a CJ, Twin 69, E85. Yes or no? Yes or no? And when you bought the car, Colin, did you buy it with the tuner? Yes or no? Oh, no, you bought an LRX. Okay, well, wait, you have a manual? Oh, my God. Wait a minute. Stop. Stop. Do you have a manual? Wait. No, it says... What the fuck is happening? This ticket is so fucked up. Your device serial is this. What is happening? Oh my lord. You have 5,000. It's a 2012. Oh my lord, what's happening? Okay. So he has received... Okay, the 2012 auto, the worst ones. You have the 11 to 12s are the worst ones. There was like 5 serial numbers attached to that thing. It happens a lot. So 1, 2, 3, 4 tunes from August to in August. You were sent 4 tunes in August. Lund won't tune my car with 373s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lund won't tune my car with 373s. I see 4 tunes in your ship. I'm leaving. You understand, like, serial numbers get so jacked up. I'll give you an example. If someone sends you a serial number, right, for like an N-Gage, and then you see like 5 cars attached to that one serial number, you know that car has been ragged out more than Jenna Jameson. Or that device has been ragged out more than Jenna Jameson. I'm like, where the fuck has this been? So, I got off kilter. But the fact that he says Lund won't tune it, and with 373s, and he has received 4 tunes, and the tuner's telling him, my man, the shit ain't shifting. Something's fucked. Fix it mechanically. Have it looked at. What's so wrong about having a transmission freshened up? Because my car, Donnie, the 13 S197, I'm commanding the shifts at 7,400. Guess where they hit? Where do the shifts hit when I command it at 73, 7,400? 73, 7,400. I don't say, here you go, Donnie, shift at 7,000, and then it goes 8,500. Because if it does, full stop. Why did it do that? I checked the fluid. I checked the filter. The converter that I'm getting installed. I guarantee this is going to happen. I'm going to get the converter installed. They're going to do a service. So they're going to flush out the fluids or replace the fluid and then replace the filter. Do you know that sometimes the sediment that's still left over in the fluid, if it's older, actually is like a friction modifier or friction? It adds friction. So but believe it or not, I know you guys might think it's stupid. Fresh oil, getting rid of all of the little tiny, things that can be abrasive in between the clutches that helps it shift. Once you get fresh oil in there, now the shifts might be a little wonky. At what? It might be delayed in shifting because now there's no friction modifier in the transmission. You have fresh oil, fresh filter. Now everything is fresh. So it's slippery. So then that can lend itself to other issues down the road. I'm just, expecting that. So, but I'm just tired. Colin, never said to have the trans looked at though. The R3 file is the last file I'd send chasing said issue. For all we know as well, This transmission is 12 years old. It may be time for a rebuild at this stage 2. September 4th, 10:07 a.m. I repeat, this transmission is 12 years old. It may be time for a rebuild at this stage 2. He never said to look at my trans. Oh, I'm sorry. He never said the words, look at your trans. And you know why we don't say look at your trans? Because you'll do this. Looks good to me. He literally said to have it serviced. Yo, Alex, meant to ask you when you were talking about the cop stuff. Think it's worth grabbing an LRX now if I'm planning to do bolt-ons with FFE and a 2 next year, or think it'll be fine to wait for both? See, I don't know what you're asking there. I don't know if you're asking that because of the Cobb stuff that you should grab an LRX now. That's kind of an odd question. So I think I need you to be a little more clear. LRX and Cobb have nothing to do with each other. All of the tunes we make are emissions compliant. We don't sell parts. Cobb got in trouble because their tuner in the said software had the ability to shut off O2 sensors. So in the tuner, in the handheld, it's as if this thing had a function. It's as if EPA, if this had a screen that I could swipe to and it says rear O2's off, this is illegal. So I don't understand the Cobb and LRX connection there. Alice, come back. Colin got you off track, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired, man. I'm tired. I'm just tired because, see, defending Lund makes the customer look bad. Then the customer goes on Facebook, talks shit. I'm not going to go on Facebook and defend myself because the Facebook is full of fucking retards. But we have the receipts. And if we want to post the receipts, we post the receipts. But I'm just tired. Like, I almost wish I didn't have this knee-jerk reaction to defend Lund. I wish I could just let people talk shit and go on. But the problem is, if you allow people to talk shit, they get brave and they keep talking shit. You got to stop it right there in front, right in front of you. He said to look at the He said, go look at the transmission on September 4th, 10:07 a.m. Comprehension is uncommon now. Stay in the tuning game, old son. I want out. I want out. It ain't worth it. It ain't worth my peace of mind. People tend to change trans fluid when having an issue instead of doing as it preventative maintenance. Colin, to be clear, when he says look at your trans, he is talking about the transmission in the car, not your boyfriend. Whoa. Alex needs some Tylenol for his headache. I literally have a headache, bro. Sorry, the wording was off. I'm doing this for me, Colin. I'm not doing this for you. I'm doing this for me. JD or someone, can you just put him in timeout? Colin, I'm not doing this for you. You did anything wrong? I'm doing it for me. I'm doing it for me. I can't have you comment on this fucking chat anymore. Just, I love you. I hope you stay a customer. If you're not, it's all good. I just can't have you on this fucking chat no more, bro. Like, I'm going in fucking circles with you, man. I need to walk away from this conversation. And I can't because I have 432 other people that are probably like, what the fuck? Just get to talking shit. I'm like, I can't. I have a guy here that doesn't know how to communicate properly. And I have to sit there and defend Lund to a guy that has very bad communication skills. Sunday morning, love dropping a like. I'll catch the replay later. Roto 12 just meant the stuff on Cobb going down. Just wondering if you guys were foreseeing any issues. Roto, again, you were you guys, do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Like the guys in the chat, please, am I way off on this? I literally told the guy there is no direct correlation between what's happening with Cobb and us. Cobb sold aftermarket exhausts. Cobb sold devices that had the ability to shut off the O2s in the fucking tuner. What does that have to do at all with the LRX? Oh, no, I'm just saying, you know, what the fuck? Yeah, thank you. Oh, fuck. Kamala's gonna win. Kamala's gonna win. Guys. No, not fairly. Kamala's gonna win. Because for every one person that is aware, situationally aware, has great reading comprehension, and has listening comprehension, and speaks and communicates well, there are 50 retards. And the retard will win. Idiocracy. The worst of us multiply quicker than the best of us. And that's just a math problem. And come a couple of months, she'll win. And we'll have 4 more years of this shit. Alex, if you exit stage right, it's totally understandable. You guys got to understand where I'm coming from. This, and I'm being dead fucking serious. I'm not just kidding. I'm tired. I'm tired of 50 to 60 conversations where the people don't understand what I'm saying. I'm like, your transmission's fucked up, man. Like, get it looked at. I don't think so. I think it's something else. No, you don't understand. You came to me, the supposed expert in this, and I said the transmission's bad, and you're fighting me, and I can't just ghost him. I have to go, okay. I'm not like your favorite tuner that ghosts you after you buy a device, get one tune update, and then you never hear from them again. No, I'm like, I work for Lund, I'm loyal. But like, would I give up a potential 6-figure job to be happy? Interesting. I'm tired. And most of us are. I think most of us are tired. But, it's a living. Wait, do you have a dog named Tony? Colin is voting for Kamala. Hold up, you sold your black S197. Never underestimate the power of stupid people in large numbers. We deserve Kamala. Me too. I think we deserve Kamala. This country does not deserve anyone good running it. No, we need to just bury this motherfucker and start from scratch. Just bury it in the core of the earth. Wow, fucking start from scratch. Colin needs that special sawdust tune, President Camacho. End the live and you'll get some rest. I'm going to go to sleep after this. I'm so tired. There's too many people. GOTNG got in their feelings. Got it. What do you mean he wanted to throw hands over a carburetor float? I love that you guys remember everything that has happened on this channel. The AED carburetor deal, the Wonder Racing deal, the LS9 deal, all the deals. And then you go, wait a minute. Does Alex just have bad luck, or is Alex the problem? Or is Alex willing to tell you exactly what happens out there? You can make up your own mind about that. Good morning, Valley 10-speed twin turbo. Got the AMS figured out. He is going to shit his pants. And you know what's going to be Valley 10-speed's biggest problem? Hooking. Maybe this covered a while ago, but what abilities did the N-Gage have that put them out of business? So the N-Gage didn't just... N-Gage was a product of a company called eMotion. And they got involved with some diesel shit. And then the EPA went hardcore on diesel shit, which they still are. And, some tuners are using that to tune it, and they just went gung-ho on anything diesel related. They fucking nixed. See you later. You never said you work for Lund. Pikachu face. Right. Alex, I've got a 16 GOT. Let me go to my text when GT. Okay, I guess it does autocorrect to GOT, but like, bro, I don't know. I got a 16 GOT getting an ESS 33R. You know, I just I need to get some water. It's just 6-2. Fuck. And a 4-level 2 fuel system installed. The shop doing the install wants me to get a tune file now. Should I do that or wait until the build is finished? First of all, take an aspirin. Second of all, order the tune now. Just order the tune now. Oh, bro. Alex, is there one thing you have most definitely proved? That is this. When you pay for something and they are done wrong, you absolutely have the right to say something. More people need to know that. Oh, yeah, on the chat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Goddamn, if Valley had the 33R, he would have issues. Buffalo's grammar matches his profile pic. Damn, y'all broke him. This is the peasant chat. It's over. Y'all gonna drive Alex to drinking. I would drink. Today, you did it. You did it, guys. Let's get it on stream. You did it, guys. I've reached the end. Okay, we're doing it. Alex has never had alcohol, but just a little bit because I don't know what I'm getting into. No, wait. It reminds me of the church going days. That's it. I've had wine at church when I was a young Catholic boy, but let's see what's this all about. It's exactly like church wine. That is awful. You drove me to drink. That is so bad. What the fuck? I mean, as a kid, you go to church, you have the blood of Christ. Oh my God, that is awful. The Dark Horse wine is as bad as the GT. is as bad as the car. I might have diarrhea. Fuck. Disgusting. Oh my God. It's to the point where I need a blunt. I need to light up. I love you guys, and I love being able to help, but like, bro, Alex is back on the blood of Christ. They gave real wine at Catholic churches, of course. Yes. Spicy grape juice, pretty much. It's awful. Since we're on the bottle topic, 300 shot. Yeah, exactly. 11 a.m. drinking. Altar boy memories rushing back. Colin is proved to be the ultimate peasant. He didn't shake it up. I'm supposed to shake it up? I don't know. I don't want to know. I'm going to throw that away. That was awful. Dark Horse wine. Drink something better. That shit was sitting there for a year or more. Cheap wine. Dude, I don't know. It's like a really bad Robitussin. 9:22:24. Alex took a swig of wine on stream. So Jake has something in his office that's very good. And I'm going to do that. I might do that. So this wine is old and shitty. Obviously, I don't drink. I've never had obviously church stuff, but you can now say I've drank. I'm going to start labeling this. I'm going to put a mark. I'm going to put a mark right now. Right here. Can you see it? Yeah, a little bit. I'm going to mark it with tape. And when it gets to the bottom, I quit. So anytime someone says something so stupid or retarded, if I'm on stream long enough and I get to the bottom of this, I quit the automotive and performance aftermarket. I'll still stream and stuff, but I'll just quit. Yep. Fuck it. Jake has that. It might take years. It might not. It might never go anywhere. But it's one of those days where you're just like, tired of defending and tired of doing everything. And we started talking about LS stuff, this and this and that. And the ZR1 project luckily has given me a bit of wind in my sails. I'll be honest with you, I was struggling carrying. The GT500, I don't think anyone is going to join on board, so I'm going to save up, get a supercharger on it. The Corvette, no one's going to jump on board because I don't want them to jump on board. I've come to that conclusion. I can get a certain supercharger for free, and I'm not going to do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just save up and just get what I think deserves to be on that car. I have access to a front feed Whipple, which is a really good front feed Whipple. The Lund's Gen 5 front feed Whipple that went 7s, that one I have access to. So, that might end up in there because of fitment, not necessarily because that's what I want. Or that might end up in the GT500 because it's the cheapest blower I can get that has port work done to it. So that might end up in the GT500. I'd rather a TVS, but this is the problem. Department of Boost does not make a 10-rib kit. Department of Boost, the lower alone is $3,000 or the kit. And I'm just like, nah. I wish MFP of Australia would make something in a good drive kit. Department of Boost only has 6-rib. They don't have 10-rib. So I could talk to Jake and say, Jake, do you have a drive kit for Coyotes? I need 2 of them because I have 2 swaps, one currently in process, one done. And then he'll say, Alex, the ones I have are for this blower, and then determine what to do from there. So the blower selection is going to be depending on what drive kit has a 10-rib or an 8-rib and what's available to me. And usually, unfortunately, I don't want to put a Whipple on it, but if that's the cheapest one I can get that's ported, that's what'll go on there. I don't want Whipple stuff. I'd rather TVS stuff. Wasn't DD an Alter Boy? Empty by next week. Be sure to put Colin's name on that line. Very smart. And I love you, Colin, but the chat doesn't lie. Colin, here you go. I think it's with the 1L. So, yeah, once that gets to the bottom, I quit. Jake has a whiskey bottle, and same thing. He's like, once it gets to the bottom, I'm done. So it could be years, it could be a month, it could be tomorrow. Did he sound and chirping smoke alarm describes Colin's situation right now. You did this, Colin. Oh, he has 2 L's? One's fine. Someone, please tell him what happens to red wine after it's open. It goes bad, right? I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't do it for taste. I do it just to, like, put me out of my misery. I'm going to get diarrhea. I guarantee it. I can literally feel it right now in my stomach. It's not good. Hey, yo. Stop it, JD Swag. All y'all ran that man off, ain't do nothing. Stop it, JD Swag. Y'all ran that man off. He ain't do nothing. Did Turvey ever get him to drink? I'm late. No, Turvey's like a useful idiot. Getting loaded up for the track, seat time, and trying to chop down that 60. Phil Fez, record it, put it on your channel. See the dudes that adapted the Hellcat blower to the LS? Pretty cool idea. Oh, didn't see that. That'd be cool, though. That'd be cool. Where? Show me, mini bike. We don't speak about Turvey. We found Turvey's equal. Ironically enough, I'm a Coyote enthusiast, says Josh, and I ended up with an LS7. Although the LS7 are pretty much glass motors, my eye compared to the Coyote, they do work great for time attack and good dry sump. I agree. The LS is wonderful. Fitment, everything. But my problem is when the LS guy has no idea what the Coyote is capable of and talks shit on it. I know what the LS7 is capable of. I know what the LS9 is capable of. I know what a 5.3 with cam heads, proper ring gap is and boost is capable of. I know it and I understand it. I don't go out of my way and say it's junk. I say with work, it can be pretty good. Just like a small block Ford with work can be pretty good. Just like an old small block Chevy with work can be pretty good. So it's all about how much work you're willing to put into it. The Coyote needs no work. Tune my car on a 350 shot and I'll drink the bottle for you. No, thank you. No. Nitrous and Coyotes do not mix. Nitrous mixes with big block dumb grudge racing shit. I'm joining Patreon today just because of this, says Bandit. If Trump wins, you got to drink half the bottle. No way. Colin with 1L, like he'd want it. Joe Swish out here with hot dogs in his butt. Wow. Too bad Roush couldn't get the kids some 2.0, 2.3s on the shelf. I agree. I'm more of a corn dog guy myself. Says Big Gun says maybe we can get Alex to drink that bottle by next week so we can get real inside scoop. You don't want me drunk on stream. I don't know what drunk Alex is like. Probably an asshole. I'm already an asshole. I would just be a way bigger asshole. Easier to move the stick back and forth. But Alex, the LS doesn't need 4 cams. They say that. Dude, they say that. LS guys literally say that as if it's a dig. Well, your Chevy LT whatever, Z06 and ZR1 has 4 chains and 4 cams. The real proof Alex is done is when he's back to YOLO. Alex, if the bottle is finished by next month, will Ricardo start working for Lund? No, I'll quit. Quit. If I've gotten to the point, you got to understand, guys, I am super health conscious. Not that tiny wine is going to hurt. But if I've gotten to the point where doing that, because I'm sick of it all, and it gets to the bottom, yeah, why stay somewhere where you're constantly... I would stay doing this, of course. I would build cars, show you, do live streams, talk about stuff. But when it comes to like the implications of being on constant defense because the industry is shit, nah, I'm good. I got other shit to do. Fuck all that. For my situation, any configuration is a great motor, but the cost of anything else is NA is not worth it for the drag world. Don't see why anyone would do that path compared to a Coyote. Understood. Can't wait till I'm out of the game stories. Drunk Alex would be shooting more than he already does. Shouting. Alcohol will make you a dick. Weed will make you chill. I don't want to do either. I feel a drunk Alex would be quite antisocial. Yeah, I'll probably just hang in there. Lit Mammoth says, I have a Gen 1 Mustang. What is the best way to walk a Gen 5 ZL1? Wow, I'm currently on a drag pack. Boost. But the problem is the Gen 5 ZL1 10R80. Boy, you'll need a lot of help. Rods, pistons, E85, and like 15 PSI. Terminator says, Drunk Alex would be that guy with the shades on the Ghost Off podcast. Get a blower, Lit Mammoth. Weed is just a loser mentality of the diet. I agree. Just my opinion. I agree. I think people that smoke weed have a... Oh, geez, why isn't the live chat on? I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. The chat wasn't appearing. I agree. I think if you smoke weed, you have a loser mentality. I know someone that smokes weed, and when I said that, they got mad. And they're like, Alex, it's medicinal. Obviously, if you need it for anxiety, I don't think you're a fucking loser. If you have prescribed pot, weed, the devil's lettuce, obviously, I don't think you're a loser. But if you got nothing going on, you're generally healthy, you just hate your life, and you smoke weed? No, there's better ways of getting out of that hole. Who would have thought today's live I could have named? Who could have thought today's live could have been renamed? How do I teach these kids? Oh, he said 5th Gen ZL1. That's a Bumblebee looking car, so you could just do a full bolt-on setup. I regret selling my 2.3 Roush kit. Should have kept it and let it sit in the garage. Gen 5 is 6L90. Thank you. Chat is still missing. It's up now. All right. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm sorry. I didn't hit the sideways bar. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, here. Boom. Here you go. Okay, I'm going to get out of here before I have another swig of the bottle. Today, I tried to talk about LS guys being blissfully ignorant as to the capability of the Coyote because they've never tried it. They've never been in a Coyote car. They don't know enough about it. They just say it sucks. It's gay. LS swap the world. And that's fine. Get educated. And I think that'll change. And you can't take anything the quote unquote haters say seriously if they haven't done the proper vetting. If they use Google as their go-to source for why the LS is better than the Coyote, then yeah, they've lost the argument right there because they're using an AI feature to tell them something they want to hear. Hell, AI will tell you that Donald Trump, they can't talk to you about Donald Trump, but they'll sing praises about, the Democratic Party. So forget using AI, use real world results and see how all that goes. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday as long as I'm still working in this industry. And I think it's the Benadryl. To be honest with you guys, the Benadryl has me all fucked up because of the allergy. So I'm just kind of down. But it makes for good entertainment. I'm out of here. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for Talking Shit Tuesday. Watch the most recent video that I put up there talking about the ZR1 motor mounts fitting in the stock location with the Coyote mounted. Mind-blowing how everything seems to line up. Crank centerline, everything seems to be super happy. So I'm glad that worked out. Also, the previous video that I uploaded talking about... Oh, by the way, shout out to Ultimate Header. They sent swap headers for the ZR1. Shorty Swap Header Templates. These are the templates they use to make the production kit. They sent me their templates. They said, see if this fits on the Z01. The way it looks like it might fit. So I might do that Monday or Tuesday. I'm too tired right now and I'm woozy. So the next video will be me trying to test fit the headers on the Coyote swapped ZR1. We'll see if everything works out. Have a good rest of your Sunday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for talking shit. See you later. Bye.